We're here with Susan Stein, the forever younger woman, to talk about her 3 careers. Fashion Week El Paseo, she's the producer, she's also the fashion editor of Palm Springs Life magazine, and then teacher at Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising. Now, what do you think about the youth of today? Do they have an influence on fashion, do you feel?
Oh, absolutely. They are very creative, and they're so influenced by music and theater and art and so many other things that are very important to young people today. The good news is, I think young people today, because of the large baby boomer population, are inspired by older people also, and that makes really good synergy for fashion.
I think that we are not as prone to having rules in fashion, and that's the best thing I've found, is that you can wear colors anytime in any season, and it doesn't matter as long as I feel there's still an age appropriate though. Am I wrong? I still don't like an old woman, I don't want to say older woman because they're not, but I still don't like a sophisticated woman dressing so youthful or looking like a rock star at 60.
But you know, that's absolutely correct. But what's so good about that is that there's a little bit of rock star you can pull into your wardrobe, right. Or a little bit of youth, a little bit of color, you know, and not necessarily look like someone who's 20 years old and is totally in that look. Mm-hmm. But you would have to do it in a way that fits your body, and unfortunately we do know our body changes as we get older. And if you take a little bit of that new trend and add it to what you're wearing, I think you're really right on as far as how to stay in touch.
Well, when I saw you last night, you did a great presentation at Saks. I was impressed because you talked about some of the newest trends, and one of them was lace, one of them was leopard, the other was peplums, and I love peplums. I'm so excited to see them come back, and so in honor of you, I wear the peplum, the leopard, and the lace.
And you should show the back of that peplum because it's fabulous. It's also pleated, which makes it an extra special peplum.
Peplums can be the booty bomber,
yeah.
Meaning that it brings the booty to the forefront too much. I don't believe that.
Well, no, but it depends who wears them, and it depends how you wear a peplum. And if you wear a short jacket with a peplum and a straight skirt that's fitted appropriately, it's going to be perfectly flattering and make your waist look smaller, which is what it's supposed to do anyway.
I always felt like it gave that hourglass figure.
Yes.
And when they did a study on men, they found that they weren't aroused by the size of the breast or legs. They found they were aroused by the hourglass figure. When they showed that shape, that's what got them excited. So as long as something has a waistline.
Well, I think being in Palm Springs right now, we have this resurgence of Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah,
and
I've seen.
The more you look at Marilyn Monroe, who would be 85 today, and who died 50 years ago, we realize that that curvaceous figure is really very sexy and very, very preferred.
You told me a few minutes ago. Tell me about your fashion challenge.
My fashion challenge. I don't remember what I told you a few
shoes,
months ago.
Shoes.
Oh, it's my total fashion
My favorite
challenge.
topic is shoes.
You know, and I understand why people are so obsessed with shoes, because no matter what size, shape you are, shoes are something we need, and you really can wear any kind of shoes and just add a little zing to what you're wearing. The problem is, as you become an older woman, your feet can't just wear any kind of shoes. So finding comfortable shoes is really a challenge. And the other challenge is shoes today are fabulous. They're a bit of fantasy, they're very sexy, and you know, you want to wear all of them, and they're just wonderful, but sometimes you can't make it more than 2 or 3 steps in the shoe department. That's a good sign. You should not buy those shoes.
Right. We have a lot of signs not to buy shoes, but we just ignore those.
That's right.
Now, I have a question about handbags this season. What do you think about handbags and a woman who feels younger as far as trends? I know, can a handbag date a woman?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
It can, but it isn't so much the handbag. It's the way the woman carries the handbag that makes a big difference. If you look on the runways, the Kelly bag, which is a very common bag, was originally for Grace Kelly and older people.
Yes,
Then it became a very hip bag. So you can see how that doesn't make you look old by carrying a bag like that. Some of the bags today are very structured, but because of the color and some of that industrial hardware that's on it right now, you really have a much younger look. And
anybody can do that.
Yes, it's all about your attitude. It really is.
And you talked about clutches last night, and I enjoyed that because I think a clutch is really neat at night.
Yes.
I just think it in the day it doesn't work for me,
Well-
but it makes an outfit really stand out, doesn't it?
What I always do is I'll carry a clutch in a tote.
Okay,
So
there
my
we go.
tote
There's
is
the
my
secret.
handbag. There's your
They have-
secret. And I actually found a handbag and tote that were made by the designer to go together. And it was, a clutch and a tote.
Okay.
And because a tote has everything you need in it to work during the day, including your phone and your iPad, and your clutch has what you need if you want to transition at night.
Yeah, and your tote if you want to do a sleepover, but walk
Right.
of shame, but we don't want
That's right.
you have
You don't want
both.
anyone to know that. That's
So-
exactly there.
The baby boomer generation and the women purchasing right now, do you think that the companies, it has an effect actually on clothing and what the women buy, or does it affect the companies, the department stores? Have you seen that?
Well, I haven't, and fashion is a mirror of society. That's not an original quote, but whoever said it was brilliant. And it shows us what's going on. And stores like Target have made a real effort to have fashions for the baby boomers, not just the typical Target person.
Right.
And today's consumer shops what we call high-low. So that means they'll wear very expensive shoes or a belt or a handbag with something they bought at Target or somewhere else, or
Prada shoes
Right.
and Target t-shirts. is
right.
what you were
Or as
saying.
you know, Target is bringing in the best designers
Yes.
to work for them and do collections. So is H&M, which is another
So-
good trendy area.
Yeah, and I think
store.
in essence what that does is it allows women of all incomes to be able to have some fashion,
Right.
sense, not just have to buy because of an income. You now get a chance for fashion design at Target.
Everybody's gotten over this.
Stigma from those type of discount stores.
Right.
It's
And
not
it's
it's not a stigma if you can put it together and style it.
People should understand fashion isn't brain surgery, but it's something that will help your brain feel a lot better.
It helps the neurotransmitters.
That's right.
So thank you, Susan, and thanks for the points on staying forever younger.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.